Hello beloved, welcome to my channel. Before delving further into curing amygdala-based anxiety, I decided to make a special segment on a concept which is taken from the Buddhist concept of acceptance and behavior therapy, ACT. Many people have been asking me what ACT is. It's acceptance and commitment therapy. ACT was developed in 1986 by psychology professor Stephen Hayes and has been in Buddhist philosophy for a long time. The goal of ACT is not to suppress thoughts or try to fight them, but to accept negative thoughts. Don't try to control or eliminate them. The principles of ACT, one of the techniques used in ACT is cognitive diffusion, which I'll explain in detail while discussing anxiety caused by the cerebral cortex. Cognitive diffusion is basically a mechanism where you separate yourself from anxious thoughts through acceptance, mindfulness, identification of values, and taking committed action towards goals. However, there is another school of thought propagated by GP and research scientist Dr. Claire Weekes in her book Hope and Help for Your Nerves. Write that down somewhere. Hope and Help for Your Nerves by Dr. Claire Weekes. The same concept has been worked on and espoused by Barry McDonough in his book Dare. Dare is an acronym for diffuse, accept, run after, and engage. Now let's come back to Dr. Claire Weekes, the original pioneer of the theory. Having suffered a nervous breakdown herself, Dr. Weekes said that GAD and other panic disorders were being kept alive through secondary fear. Now, isn't it true, people? When we experience symptoms of anxiety, thought bombardment, that is not being able to stop thoughts, symptoms like palpitations, sweaty hands, shortness of breath, chest pains, etc., we fear the symptoms more than the actual situation. Somewhere in the back of our minds, we know that our fears are irrational and exaggerated, but we dread the symptoms. We dread them while we are experiencing them and fear them coming when we are in the middle of a meeting, at a party, and so on. Physical examination has probably revealed that there is no physical basis for your anxiety. So you worry about the impact this stress may create on your body. You worry about your blood pressure rise, heart health, or as in my case, immense hair loss. Dr. Claire Weekes says that it is the secondary fear that is keeping your GAD alive. As Barry McDonough says, accept the fear. Let it spread over every cell in your body. Even welcome it. Reinterpret the feeling of distress as eustress, that is joyful stress, or even excitement. Don't waste the entire day worrying about your symptoms, but engage in doing something productive. The DARE response is a bit like ACT, but also different because it asks you to accept the anxiety and thoughts as your own creation. I did try the DARE response along with other technique, and I'm not 100% sure if it will lead to changes unless you worked on changing your lifestyle first, as I've spoken repeatedly in my earlier videos. The DARE response worked for me only when I had reached an anxiety recovery percentage of 85. But it helped break the anxiety loop and permanently be anxiety free just within a few days of its application. In my opinion, the DARE response is the technique for anxiety recovery. So if you're one of my earliest subscribers, thank you for having had faith in me. Thank you for giving me a chance to help you. The DARE response could end your anxiety permanently. In addition to applying the DARE response, I would encourage you to practice the relaxation techniques I teach you when you're feeling anxious or even when you're not feeling anxious. Make it a habit to practice at least one a day. I no longer have anxiety, but I do one, either deep diaphragm breathing, PMR, that is progressive muscle relaxation, or the 4-7-8 breathing technique twice a day. It barely takes a few minutes of your day, so it won't interrupt your job or anything like that. So coming back to the DARE response, which Dr. Claire Weekes called FADE. She says you should accept anxiety thoughts and symptoms rather than unnecessarily fight them. When fear strikes, just accept it and let it seep through you. Even welcome it. Don't obsess with your symptoms but engage in light occupation or your hobbies. Interestingly, this technique is not very popular. Though the anxiety code was cracked by Dr. Claire Weeks in the early 1960s itself, modern day mental health professionals don't seem to mention it at all. Why is this so? Is it because they do not read enough? Or is it in their interest to keep this very effective, almost magical method of anxiety cure from anxiety sufferers? I'd not comment any more on this, but let you draw your own conclusions. Okay, that's all for now. If this video helped you, please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Have a lovely day. Namaskar.